Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Monica, and in today's video I'm doing a review and a bit of a walkthrough of the Flower Keeper's Oracle by Kayti Welsh. Now there's a couple of things I have to mention about this Oracle deck. First is that I backed this myself on Kickstarter, and the second is that in the future, well, it's actually already happened, I have had to pull out of a number of Kickstarter projects in terms of tarot decks and Oracle decks because the shipping costs have become just ridiculous. So for this deck, in Australian dollars, the deck itself costs 76 Australian dollars, and that's quite a lot of money for an Oracle deck. And the shipping, so when I actually backed it on Kickstarter, the shipping wasn't listed, and so the shipping came a bit later on. And when I actually received the shipping cost, I was shocked. It was $53 Australian to ship this tarot deck, this Oracle deck, sorry, to Australia. So if there are any projects on Kickstarter that don't show the shipping costs or don't charge for those up front, I no longer back those. And I've also either reconsidered or cancelled some pledges, even because the shipping is just it's just not feasible anymore. Okay, so anyway, with that being said, the deck came in a little organza bag, and you open this up and you actually have a lovely zip pouch, which is new. I've never had a deck come in a zip pouch like this, actually. And when you open it up, you will have the cards neatly inside and the guidebook as well. And you can actually see, I don't know if you actually can, if it's zoomed enough, but the tag actually says Flower Keeper's Oracle inside. So allow me to take them out. These are 49 cards on flower fairies, essentially. And the guidebook that comes with it is really, really nice and comprehensive. And what I like about it is that while it is small in size, it actually packs a lot in. And the reason for that is something that I don't like about it, and that is that the font size is so small. You know, I'm getting a bit older, and small fonts are getting a bit tricky for me. So, you know, I know it's a bit of a trade-off. If you make the font bigger, it's easier to read, but then you need a bigger book. In any case, font size aside, there is enough information for each card for the reader to actually learn about the card and understand the reason behind the message, or you know, guidance for it. So very early on, the book advises you on like how to use it. So there's an affirmation for each card, then there is a message, and finally there is like an exercise to go through, and that's for every single card. So the thing with these cards is that they are not numbered, and so there is no order as I'm going through them. I've already worked with it a little bit, and I'm going to let me just put them like so and have a bit of my tea. I made some lemon balm tonight because I really felt like a bit of lemon balm, and I also think that it goes really well with the feel of the deck itself. It's still quite hot though. So yeah, so the cards are not numbered, and I feel like all the cards have the same setup. So you have, you know, the little fairy in the middle, the flowers surrounding her for the particular flower, and also a message at the bottom. and they're really, really sweet. So I'm going to go through these. That's Frisia, I love my life and my life loves me. Geranium, I allow myself to feel joy. That's very nice. Amaryllis, I sparkle bright like the stars. Baby blue eyes, I am open and vulnerable. Now, I wouldn't normally back a deck like this, particularly an oracle deck. I really like my oracle decks to be, I don't know if the word serious is the right word to use, have a bit more depth or substance to them. Oracle decks like these are quite light and uplifting because of that. And I think because I don't have anything like this in my collection, I guess I felt the need to add something that's a bit more soothing and, it brings a bit of lightness on a gloomy day, I think. Lotus, I am enlightened and renewed. Marigold, I listen to my inner voice. Jasmine, I am one with my inner child. Bleeding heart, I honor and respect my sadness. So there's 49 cards in total, which is quite a bit to work with, and I really appreciated that about the deck. Primrose, I love and accept myself completely. Kalanko, I'm not sure that's how you say that. I am in the flow of creation. Lavender, I am safe and able to fully relax. Dogwood, I am rejuvenated and revitalized. Black-eyed Susan, I am motivated and encouraged. Pennyroyal, I rise above my anxiety and fear. That's an interesting one because Pennyroyal is also a card that, a flower, or a herb rather. It's a herb that has been used by old, in old days in old medicine to bring about an abortion. But that's the whole herb. That's not just the flower as far as I understand it. So, we're working here primarily with the flower part of the plant. Quince, I am nurturing and protective. I love the fact that there are flowers that aren't your common flowers, lavender is a common one, but then the quince flower isn't, and I really appreciate that, especially because quinces, they take me back to my childhood. We had a lot around. Calla lily, I am connected to the divine. Red clover, I am calm and ready. Dandelion, I am safely and firmly planted. Calendula, I communicate with warmth. Alyssum, I release my anger with love. And I think for me, while I don't have an issue per se with the messages in most of these cards, and I do think they have a place in spiritual work, I do think that some messages can actually make things a bit worse. And I think this is one of them. I release my anger with love, because I don't know about you, but when I'm angry, that's the last thing that I feel like doing. And perhaps it is the one thing that's most necessary to do. But it's easy to talk about this when everything is fine. It's another thing to try and practice it when you're actually frustrated and angry about something. And if someone was to come to me when I'm in that frame of mind and say to me, oh, you need to release your anger with love, I probably feel like punching them. Yeah, it's anger is one of those things that's it's not easy to deal with, is it? Poppy, I create a bridge to my dreams. Honeysuckle, I move forward with no regrets. This is another one that I would take issue with. So when I hear people say things like, oh, I have no regrets about my life, I'm very skeptical about that. I think that it's one thing to not get weighed down by regrets to the point where you're not able to live your life and you're constantly living in the past and thinking about things you've done wrong and how you could have done them right. But to me, I think honesty requires us to admit that there are things we could have done differently in the past, and we were not in a position or able to do that. So yes, we wished we could have done things differently, but we accept the fact that we couldn't for whatever reason, and we don't dwell on it. But it is still a regret, because if you had the option to do it again, you'd do it differently. Well, I know in my life there are things that I would do differently. So this is another message that I understand what they're trying to say and the gist of the message, but I'm just a bit hesitant to to take it completely as it is and to follow it blindly, or to recite it out loud blindly. Okay, if there's something that bothers you that you could have done differently, I think you need to work on that and work with that pain, with that regret, and just accept it. That's just my personal view on it. Carnation, I approve of myself. That's a great one. So 90% of these I think are fantastic. The ones that I'm choosing to talk about are just the ones that are really ones that I've seen similar worded mantras or oracle cards in other decks, and I just think that you just need to be careful in just blindly following what someone else is saying in an oracle card and taking that as the gospel. Forget me not, I attract soulful relationships. Lovely. Lilac, I love and cherish my past. Orchid, I am confidently authentic. I like that. Begonia, I cut away negative energy. Fawn lily, I am safe to share my gifts. Excuse me. I really like this one. Particularly as a tarot reader, as someone who is fairly intuitive, and I pick up on the energy of other people, and I've often, I hide that basically, and sometimes that's appropriate, but sometimes it does hold me back, so I like that. Lantana, I am aligned with my emotions. Now, this is one of those cards that when I think I did see this one and made me decide to get this oracle deck, because here in Australia, Lantana is a huge problem. It's an invasive weed. But I also want to learn about its energetic qualities a bit more, and it was nice to see it come up in a deck. I don't think I've seen another herbal deck that actually features this plant. African daisy, I get out of my own way. Foxglove, I learn from my mistakes. See, I like that. Hyacinth, my only competition is myself. And that's beautiful. Impatience, I am patient towards others. That's gotta be my card. Not because I'm patient towards others, but because I actually need to learn to embody this sometimes. Passion flower, I am aligned with my highest path. Hollyhock, I fearlessly open my heart. Queen Anne's lace, I am open to receive. Bird of paradise, I am free to be my authentic self. I very much associate bird of paradise with Australia. I see it in so many places. We have it in our garden, and I love the message for it. Yeah, being our authentic self is such a hard, long, hard-fought road to sort of strip away the different layers that others have clothed you in, and to be your own self. Echinacea, I am safe to change and transform. Heather, I listen with empathy. Aster, I make my dreams come true. Aloe, I am healed and whole. I love that. Iris, I am courageous and determined. Elm flower, I am efficient and prepared. Hibiscus, I shine divine. That's beautiful. Manuka, I release old patterns and behaviors. Dahlia, I am confident in my talents. Datura, I have clarity and courage. Edelweiss, I don't know how to say that. I grow and thrive in any condition. And Hollyflower, I transmute my anger into peace. That's another one that talks about anger, I think that's a noble intention that we all have to strive towards and work towards. I'm just not sure it's as easy as, you know, looking at a card and wishing upon it. Anyway, I'm going to draw one flower fairy for me. So this is a message for me, and I guess this is a flower for me to work with. On what I need to work on the most, or the message that I need to hear the most or embody the most. So I'm just going to draw one card and see what comes up. Okay. I release my anger with love. Oh, isn't that funny? Perhaps the cards that I'm most resistant to are the ones that I need to work on the most. I actually had a feeling as I was shuffling them. I bet you it's one of the anger ones, dealing with anger. I think it's this is something that is a lifelong journey for me personally. I mean, I'm in a really good place all round. I really have no complaints or issues. I don't find myself walking around in, you know, a cloud of rage or anything like that. But there are certain things that I know are still there. Okay, you know, it's like I'm down to the final nitty-gritty that I think will always be there, and it resurfaces up at certain times just to remind me that I am certainly not perfect, and that there are things within to address, and maybe to not project onto others. So I'm going to wrap it up now, and I hope you've enjoyed this little journey with the Flower Keepers Oracle. And if anyone else has backed this tarot deck and worked with it, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. I think that it's a great deck to work with now and then when you need something very uplifting and a bit more soothing, a bit on the lighter side. It's not obviously a deck that I would use for like day-to-day pressing questions on practical matters, but it is one that I will work with more on a spiritual level to help guide me and steer me in the right direction, especially emotionally and spiritually. So until my next video, thank you all for watching, and thank you for supporting my channel, and take care.